Hey everybody, welcome to Trivia Ronin. I'm your host, Matt McNelly, and whether you're joining us live on Zoom or Twitch or after the fact on YouTube, welcome. We're happy to have you. Quick breakdown of the rules. 1, we are honor code here. That means you keep your own score, or you don't have to. You can also keep your score thanks to the good people at Trivia Rat. Let's look at that QR code. You could scan this thing on my side on your phone, then I keep your score. Either way, doesn't matter because you don't get anything if you win, so don't cheat, don't be rude. Second, you have 45 seconds to answer each question. You'll see a timer. Absolutely do not show your answer until the time is up. And if you're playing along with us on Twitch, show your answer with about 5 seconds left. That usually lines up with us. There's always going to be a couple newcomers halfway through who mess that up, but to my vets, you're always good about getting them up to speed. Appreciate you all. Tonight, there are 30 questions with a few bonus points sprinkled in. There's a round of Wayla, and tonight there are 5, maybe more, Darcy Kendall themed questions, so prepare yourselves. We're throwing the game because it's somebody's birthday. If it's your birthday, QVC, tell me your birthday, I'll throw the game your way. So without further ado, let's get cranking. Question number 1. This soft drink was created by Herb Bishop in 1938 and has since been a vital ingredient in the official recipe for a Paloma. 45 seconds. Doug's asking, how do I get on? I'm going to type back triviaronin.com. See if that helps my business partner figure out where trivia happens. This soft drink was created by Herb Bishop, seems like a nice guy, in 1938 and has since been a vital ingredient in the official recipe for a Paloma ever since the official recipe. You might go to these places with fresh grapefruit, but they're all lying to you because the official recipe needs this. Show 'em, Darcy. Yeah, yep, yes. Good, everybody found it. Ooh, ginger ale club soda, good guesses. The answer was squirt, however, which of course Darcy knew because she's a big squirt stan. And as you can see, read that out? Yep, it was squirt. There's Doug. Game on. Now we can play Trivia Rat, guys. Game on. Question. I know, QVC, I'm so sorry. You're going to be at a disadvantage to the first 5. Hi, Doug. Question 2. The number 1 and number 3 pizza chains in America, Domino's and Little Caesars, were both founded in what U.S. state? 45 seconds. Number 1, number 3 from the same states. Doug, do you have a black eye? What happened? I hear you. Copy that. Doug has a black eye and he doesn't want to tell us, Chris. That's all you need to know. But anyway, Darcy's birthday. Doug's here just for you, Darcy. QVC says hi, Doug. Chris, good to see you. Don't worry, you only missed the first question. You're caught up. And this one you'll get. Number 1, number 3, number 2, Pizza Hut is from Kansas. So Kansas is not the answer. The answer, of course, show 'em everyone. 2-1, blah, 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 blah. Illinois, good guess. If it was my birthday, it would be that. But it's Darcy's birthday, so it's, of course, Michigan. Ann Arbor and just outside Detroit, respectively. Question 3. This annual festival began in 1986 as a summer solstice bonfire ritual on the beach, only moving to the desert 4 years later. What festival am I talking about? Still goes on except for this year, because nothing fun happened this year. Again, Darcy-themed questions. This annual festival began in 1986 as a summer solstice bonfire ritual on the beach, only moving to the desert 4 years later. 1990, it went to the desert for the first time. Doug, I didn't know you had an embarrassing black eye, so you don't have to be on the whole time. You already said happy birthday. Oh, great. She wasn't listening to you. I'll tell her later. That's fine. They never listen on these things. 3, 2, 1, show 'em, Twitchers. It could be masturbation related. I mean, Bonnaroo is an excellent guest, Pound Include, but of course it is Burning Darcy. Burning Man. First one was on the beach. Bonnaroo was a good guess, but it was indeed Burning Man. Question 4. What's the common term for an aqueous solution containing acetic acid? 45 seconds. Fancy science question. This is the common term, household term for any aqueous solution containing acetic acid. Shots. The common term. I promise you've heard it before. What is the common term for an aqueous solution containing acetic acid? Yep. T-Girl's in and she's already getting them. Well done. Anybody else? 3, 2, 1. Show them. Yes. Alcohol was a great guess for Darcy. Windex, another good guess, but Darcy's allergic to vinegar. So the answer is vinegar. Don't worry, guys. This is the last of Darcy-specific trivia. Question 5. The Bowless Road Chief was a polished aluminum trailer designed by the builder of the Spirit of St. Louis, later copied and popularized by what company? 45 seconds. The Bowless Road Chief was the original of this thing. Polished aluminum trailer. Yes, real QVC, thank you. QVC dropping headlines on us. This tanker off the coast of Sri Lanka is leaking nitric acid by the ton. It's not going great for them. Not a good time to plan a trip to Colombo. That's the capital of Sri Lanka, in case anyone cares. The Bowless or Bolus Road Chief was a polished aluminum trailer designed by the builder, the guy who built the Spirit of St. Louis. That guy, same guy. Later copied and popularized by what company? He was like, I should scale this up, but I don't have a big company for it. But another one did. Yes. Excellent guess. Amazon's half point because Amazon steals everything. But the answer was, of course, Airstream. Airstream. Darcy owns one of these that she converted to a bar for her company, Hottie Bros. There's the Trivia Ronin boost for Hottie Bros right there. Question 6. What restaurant plays host and cooks for the 4th of July hot dog eating contest on Coney Island? 45 seconds. This is now back to random trivia. I'm not implying that Darcy eats a lot of hot dogs. I assume she eats the regular amount of hot dogs. Which is like, what, 10 to 12 a week? That's where I'm at right now. What restaurant plays host and cooks for the 4th of July hot dog eating contest on Coney Island? That's an unfortunate typo. They don't eat dogs, guys. It's not a dog eating contest. It's a hot dog eating contest. But what's the restaurant that makes all them hot dogs? Shout out to America's greatest athlete, Joey Chestnut. Joey Chestnut, America's greatest all-time hot dog eater. Show him. Jeff's good guess. Portillo's would be the great guess, and you get a half point just for Chicago pride, but it is actually Nathan's Famous. If you wrote Nathan's, you got it. It's Nathan's. Question 7, straight up triv. What writer created Sherlock Holmes? 45 seconds. Just straight up triv. No hints. Kobayashi. QVC, is Kobayashi, is he an American, actually? I wouldn't be surprised. We are a melting pot here. But I thought Kobayashi was Japanese. Also, I don't want to assume. Question 7. What's the name of the writer that created Sherlock Holmes? No, I remember QVC, and he I believe invented the technique. Board Gamer 89, glad to have you, and you are also correct. 2-1. Thank you for using his official title, everyone who did. Sir Arthur Kendall Darcy is correct. That'll get you an extra half point, Doug, but it is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. That's that guy's name. You know, next time we ask that question. Question 8. The Sugar Cubes were an Icelandic alt-rock band formed in 1986 that lasted for 6 years. Who was the lead singer? Sometimes you ask a question like, Who's ever heard of the Sugar Cubes? You probably haven't. But you've probably heard of the lead singer of this band. If you've heard of an Icelandic singer, that might be the correct guess. Not to give it away. The Sugar Cubes are an Icelandic alt-rock band that formed in 1986. Lasted for 6 years, till 92, and they broke up, sadly. The lead singer went on to another career, and of course, spelling counts, so anyone missing the umlaut, minus 10 points. Just kidding, I'm not here for that. Dolph Lundgren is an excellent guess. The true answer, though, is Bjork. Bjork! You got it. Everybody got it. I'm not here for umlauts. Question 9. Get your umlauts out of here. We do tildes and we do accent aigu. Question 9. What's the only U.S. state with a Union Jack on its flag? 45 seconds. There's only one state with a Union Jack. U.S. state. State flag. Union Jack is the flag of Great Britain. I'll just tell you that. Not a monster. I'm a man. What is the only U.S. state with a Union Jack on its flag? Doug, is that the actual world's strongest man right now? Half Thor Bjornsson? It sounds like it. If he's half a Thor, he'd still be the world's strongest man. Ah, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Big career shift, but I like it. That's just what Iceland does. Good guess on everything I'm seeing. Yes, indeed, QVC. Show 'em. Good guess, good guess, good guess. But aloha, QVC, you are right. It's Hawaii. Hawaii has a Union Jack on its flag. Go figure. Go figure, you know. Question 10. Scooby and the gang rode around in a van called what? What was the name of that thing? Had its name on the side of it. Scooby and the gang. It's from a television program called Scooby-Doo. Where Are You? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Uh-oh, Twitch is gonna knock us off for all this. I'm singing almost exactly as the song sounds. Board Gamer 89, you got it. Yes, bring them on in, everybody. Thank you, Twitch. You nailed it. Got a lot of big fans. Doug, a big fan of Eugene Machine, Mr. Eugene Machine, or the Mystery Machine. Of course, the Mystery Machine. That's 10 questions. That's one round. That's how we do it here at Trivia Ronin. Take your time, everybody. Nobody's on the rat because I didn't start it. Oops. But take 3 minutes and I'll be in the other room celebrating birthdays. Bye-bye. Back, everybody. Hooray. We did it. What are our scores looking like? Twitch, I'm seeing Emily. Emily's at 5. Anybody else who wants to throw it in the chat, you're more than welcome to. We got 9 for the home team, of course. Chris has 4. Doug has 7. Doug's coming for the birthday team. Coming for the birthday team, everybody. So no more birthday advantages this round. We're just doing 10 more potpourri questions. And it's going to start because we've been rewatching The Office for the 40th time. Starting with the Smoke Man, question 11. The Smoke Man, Smokey Robinson's backup band was named what? What were they called? Smokey Robinson and the what? The Smoke Man. Pound includes at 5 too. Excellent. Everyone's doing all right. Oh. Tracks of My Tears. I mean, what can we say about the Smoke Man? Tracks of My Tears is maybe the only true love song ever written. I'm Ryan Howard, and this is me quoting The Office. Has anyone ever seen it? It's a pretty good show. Smokey Robinson's backup band was named what? What were they called? I don't need individual names of the members of his backup band because I don't know what their names were. But But I bet they were all super talented. Yes, indeed. The great guess on the Temptations, the Robinettes, the band. There were both the Bandits, different Smokey, but the Miracles. Miracles, whoever they were. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. James with the funniest answer, Smokey Robinson and the Forest Fires. Very good. Question 12. Perfecto, Torpedo, Parejo, and Presidente are all shapes of what item? 45 seconds. Emily, don't beat yourself up. The Temptations, there's the Pips, it's Gladys Knight and the Pips, there's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. My high school band was called Tony Little and the Gazelles, a reference to an excellent piece of exercise equipment. Underrated. Perfecto, Torpedo, Parejo, and Presidente are all shapes of what item? Clearly, with 2 seconds left, I was feeling a little Freudian today. Just showing pencils, good guess. Airstream's a great guess. McNuggets, interesting. You know, guys, sometimes the answer is just a cigar, guys. Cigar. Sometimes an answer is just a cigar. Question 13. What band used to call their signature red hats flower pots or energy domes? What's that band with the red hats? Board Gamer Burritos is... I would love a torpedo burrito. Actually, I'd love a Presidente burrito. It just sounds good. Question 13. What band used to call their signature red hats flower pots or energy domes? Rare to see them without their flower pots. Yes, indeed. Maybe you could just whip up a quick answer, everybody. Show them. Yes, yes. They are indeed. Thank you, Doug. They are indeed from Akron, Ohio. Devo. Whip it, guys. But if you're gonna do that, fucking whip it good. Thanks, okay? That's all I ask. I don't ask for much. Question 14. This actress received an Oscar nod for her first ever film appearance in Mary Poppins. First time on the celluloid. This actress, first time on film, is Mary Poppins, and she gets an Oscar nod. This is just one of those all skates. I like to throw this in here. Except for the people who go like, oh, what was her name though? Everyone's favorite moment of trivia. Ugh. Chris, did you get a cut? You're looking good. It's looking clean. I need one very badly. Indeed, thank you again for using proper titles, Twitch. 2-1, show 'em. Of course, yes, the answer is not Emily Blunt. The answer is Julie Andrews. But Katharine Hepburn is always a good guess here. That's my Katharine Hepburn. It's pretty bad. It's more of a Diane Rehm, quite frankly, if anyone's aware of I'm Diane Rehm. It's an NPR joke for people in Washington, D.C. Question 15. In America, we typically refer to Emmental cheese by what name? 45 seconds. Us Philistines across the pond. I can sing NPR things on here, right? NPR can't come for my money. This is all things considered. I'm Diane Rehm. Question 15. In America, we typically refer to Emmental cheese by what name? There's someone on Twitch loving this Diane Rehm joke. Just kidding. Emmental cheese. You've had it. I mean, unless you're lactose intolerant. Board Gamer, take that question mark off there because you nailed it. 2-1, show them, everybody. Good guess on American and craft singles. But yes, Emmental is a town in Switzerland, everybody. Swiss cheese. Swiss. Sweet, yes. Cream cheese is another good guess. Man, we had good. That was a round full of good guesses. Question 16. In Ghostbusters, Rick Moranis plays Vince Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer. What actress plays the Gatekeeper? An extra point for her character name, not for her. What is the name of the Gatekeeper? In Jahostbusters, G Hostbusters? Alternate title. Rick Moranis plays Vince Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer, and he's looking around for the Gatekeeper. What actress plays the Gatekeeper? An extra point for the name of the Gatekeeper. She's possessed by this character. Yep, show it. Sigourney Weaver. Yes, indeed. Show him. Melissa McCarthy gets you a half point, of course, because that might actually be true. I missed that one. Sigourney Weaver. Zool was her name. Was the name of the gate. Did you get it? Oh, Dana Barrett was her other name. Minus 4 points to Doug for writing down the other name that I didn't want. Just kidding. Plus a point to Doug. 4-pointer. Name each of the 4-letter long colors in a typical 64 crayon Crayola box. So there are 4 colors that are 4-letter words. I love this question. Is Ripley acceptable? Get out of here, QVC. That woman has a degree from the Yale School of Drama. Each character is specific and different. And Ripley was chased by aliens, and Dana Barrett was chased by ghosts, okay? You don't go to school with Meryl Streep to not do that. Yes. I think it's the opposite, though, right? She was de-chased. She had been unchasted. Sorry, Doug's joke was that CHASTE, which is a great joke. Not to confuse you in the 4-letter word question. Show as many as you have. Yes, 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 of course. The easy one, which a few people missed. Oh, there we go, QVC. All right, yeah. Easy one is blue. Gray is the second easiest. Gold is the third easiest. And Doug got all the dirty ones. Plum was the shocker to me. So I feel like, take as many scores as you got. And oddly enough, there's no pink. There's no pink. I know. I'm mad about it too. Write your congressman. Congressman John P. Crayola. Question 18. Towards the end of his career, Pele was signed by a North American soccer team called the Cosmos. They're based in what city? Member of the North American Soccer League. Cosmos. In 1975, they signed Pele. What city were the Cosmos based in? I'll tell you what. When you name a team Cosmos, it's not particularly helpful in any sort of regional hints. Yeah, I'll give you a 10-second hint. It's in America. It's not a Canadian team. Good guess, Emily. This is just one that not many people are going to get it unless you knew it, which T-Girl knew and QVC knew it. Show them. Houston is a great guess because of Cosmos, but actually it is New York. New York City. Go figure. Sometimes it's just the big town. The New York Cosmos. Question 19. According to the Beatles, this woman wears a face she keeps in a jar by the door. What's her name? Song lyric question. And now's the time where I don't sing it to make it feel like I'm holding in a sneeze for 40 seconds. Wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. But much in the same way we felt in this pandemic, who is it for? Who's it for, guys? Why are you gonna put your face on? Who's it for? Ooh, I feel like the tunes are loud. I'm sorry, Twitchers. The tunes might have been a little loud. Yep, that's her name. She's one of the lonely people, and also Doug knows his history, but yes, indeed. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby, not to be confused with Eleanor Ripley, another Sigourney Weaver character. Just real lonely, waiting for an alien to show up. Question 20, this cetacean, yeah, big word alert, took its name from the milky white liquid harvested from its head. 45 seconds. Pound include, I love it. Eleanor Rigby. Exactly. She wore the face for all the lonely people, I suppose. Not to be confused with my earlier Penny Lane question. Penny Lane, not a person, but Elaine. Not Elaine, that's a character in Seinfeld. This cetacean took its name from the milky white liquid harvested from its head. 10 seconds left. It was good business for a while there. Yeah, T-Girl knows what's up. QVC knows what's up. Yes, Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate's the name of the liquid there. But yes, we were looking for a sperm whale. And of course, as Chris pointed out, that's where we get Coffee Mate from. The head of sperm whales. It's delicious. Half point for that. Sperm whale was the answer. That's 2 rounds, everybody. You do your thing. You know the drill. You got 3 minutes. Tally up your scores. I'm going to go continue a birthday celebration. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Bye-bye. Disney princesses. Things you can stick up your ass that are nutritious. And Black history.
Hey there, and welcome to Trivia Ronin.
Welcome to Trivia Ronin.
And welcome to Trivia Ronin.
Welcome to Trivia Ronin.
Welcome to Trivia Ronin.
Welcome to Trivia Ronin.
I'm your host, Douglas Larlam, and I'm not wearing pants.
As of August 2019, what is the top grossing film to hold an MPAA rating of G?
It's gonna be a nice, quiet, intimate show.
She murders deaf children right after they get cochlear implants.
Don't ever forget I can kill people I think about.
We make up for it by being less creepy than Drew Carey.
Shit's going down on Twitch.
It's like 4 dementia movies. I wanted to watch them, but I forgot. Remember movies in theaters when they made money? That was the thing.
I'll make love to you.
Am I supposed to wait?
Saturday night and you're on Twitch during a pandemic. If you're not drinking, you're doing it wrong.
It's a cat toy on a reusable straw.
Fuck with that algorithm.
This is Doug's tie, by the way.
You almost don't need a gunshot to die.
Doug, you think we'll get a lawsuit out of this one?
I don't care.
Don't fuck this up, McNelly.
If you guys were just fucking dumb, I'd be better at this as a host.
It was Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4. That came out in 2019. When was that? Tonight, I don't know, I got weird and I did like kind of a, I don't know. You'll see. I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, question 1 looks like this. Here we go. This is an iconic image from a Broadway musical. What's the name of that musical? 45 seconds. And just to be fair, I feel like there's a lot of bias towards calling something a Broadway musical. This is also a West End musical. In fact, probably where it started. And certainly has been a high school musical in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. Right. Oh, it's happened. There were other times before that as well that this was a property. But this image, let me go back, is an image from a Broadway musical. Let me go back on everything I just said. This is an image from a Broadway musical. What's the musical called? And honestly, right now, it is time for us all to decide who we are. Obviously, Cats. Doug is right. Doug got it. Cats. But T-Girl actually got the answer. Do we fight for the right to a night in the opera now? It's Les Miserables. Les Miserables. Obligatory flag question. What flag is this? While we're talking flags, what flag is this? It's a flag. James, somebody needs to musicalize the vagina monologues. I'm not the person to do it, but somebody should. What country's flag is this? Yep, you've got 3. You're thinking of 4 places right now, and it's one of those. Oh, Doug's claiming credit for flag questions, QVC? I am the flag questions. I am the flag questions. Judge Dredd. You guys remember? Sorry, the first Judge Dredd. There were two. I am the law. There were two judges. And that's honestly, right now, with where my voice is at, the only way my voice feels good is if I talk like Sylvester Stallone. Yes! T-Girl got it. Show him, everybody. Emily got it. Emily, you're back in it. Yes. Oh, many people got it. Finland. This is the Finnish flag. Nice. Doug gaining one. And while I was looking at the color blue, I got to this place. So this is a city in northern Africa on the Mediterranean that's famous because the entire city is painted blue. This isn't like a filter. This is actually what happens. But what country is this in? It's on the Mediterranean. And right now, since I forgot to actually look up the name, I get to use Google. The city is called Chefchaouen. Yep, butchered that one. Chefchaouen. I believe it's a Berber name, if that helps anybody. Probably doesn't. This is in Northern Africa. If YouTube's asking, this is just a big can of water? They do that now. 5, 4, 3, show them. Hey, good guesses all around. Guys, excellent guesses on many people. And Chris, another excellent guess. Sadly, it is, Tunis is a town in Tunisia. Morocco is the answer, though. This is a city in Morocco. City in Morocco. And... oh, so close! And you nailed it. You know, Doug knows his Berbers, guys. Doug knows his Berbers. This is my Darcy question. What logo is this? Full team name, please. Oh, QVC, you're fine. If you were thinking Morocco, you get the point. If you thought I was asking for the city name, I was saying the city name, which was Chefchaouen. But I understand how you got confused because I was probably not pronouncing it correctly. Nah, I don't want your points. I don't want your pity points. Good for you. Stand tall in the face of pity points. This is the logo for a professional sports team. I would like the city and the team name, please, for 1 point. Doesn't get you 2 points. It's pretty obvious if you know it. Yep. Twitch knows it. 2-1. Yes, of course. This is the Detroit. Oh, zing, Chris. Chris zinged ya. The Detroit Red Wings. The Detroit Red Wings. I'm so happy that I put this in Wayla. This is the band that sang the song Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I'll give you a hint. There's been sort of a theme so far. But, like, not enough to be a theme. But almost enough to be a theme, so I kind of went with it. But this is the name. Give me the name of the one-hit wonder band that sang the song. You say we've got nothing in common. Common ground to be something. And something else. Yeah, and I say, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? She's, yes, Pound Include is a fan of 90s music. So is T-Girl. And God bless you. Show 'em. The Spin Nurses is my favorite guess. Half point for that. They were called Deep Blue Something was the name of that band. Deep Blue Something, exactly. Which is why I like it, because it feels like a trivia guess. Deep Blue Something? Who's this comedian? First and last, please. Doug's all over it. Doug's all over it. What's this comedian's name? Great photo of him. Let me do it the right angle. There we go. No, that's not it. Who's this comedian? this comedian's name? And Darcy got in my head. I could hear it in the other room. She figured it out. 2-1, yes indeed. Oh, so it is from that. Thank you. As many X's as you need on this name, everybody. This is Red Fox. 2 D's, 2 X's. I'm not here for spelling, though. Red Fox is who we're looking at. And then, I don't know, I was just on I got in a color palette. And then what company is this? I just went down this is a logo for a company. This is a logo for a company. Have been eating pineapple? I did not know that. Have you noticed improvement? Yeah. But pineapple's good. It's not like they were like, hey, you should go eat undercooked chicken. Like, that seems like a bad idea. Yes. Doug spelled it correctly. Chase. This is the Chase Bank logo. And then what kind of bird is this? It's a pretty... You'll see this bird around. You've seen this bird hanging around. You're like, hey, bird, get a job, all right? What are you doing? You're everywhere. You're just hanging around. But what type of bird is this? This bird's name is Gary, but what type of bird is Gary? Got a real guilty look on your face, Gary. Also, this question is a quick shout out to the now second place team in the NL Central. Congratulations, Emily, on being second place. Show him. He always be trolling. Always be trolling. You right. Yeah. Is it Ohio State bird? It's also like 20 other states' birds, Doug. Get over it. Last but not least, this is a logo for a university that's in the news today. 45 seconds. What university's logo is this? Honestly, this is one of those things where... What's that? There's one more after this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I might have said last, but I meant... I'll call this one least, but not last. Roasted. This school deserves to be roasted, I will say that. They didn't accept me. Thank goodness. I would be such a worse person if I went to this particular university. I know. What's that? Yes, that is why this question is here. Doug is correct. I put it here because of the one good part of this university, Coach Mike Krzyzewski, who is retiring. But yes, Duke. That's Duke University. Drake, so close. So close on Drake. But yes, this is the logo for Duke. And last but not least, 3-letter answer. What animal is this? 3-letter answer. If you play crosswords, this is like the crossword puzzle answer for... This is the crossword Ronin crossover. 3-letter answer. What creature is this? I believe native to the continent of Africa, if I had to guess, and I'm probably wrong. But it's a 3-letter answer. And I feel like every time I do a crossword puzzle, this is in there somewhere. Oh, good guess. Board Gamer, great guess, because that is 3 letters. But it is not that, but yeah, Pound Include knows. Ox with an E. Yak is a great guess. It's called a GNU, guys. A GNU. That's what one of those looks like. I think that's 10. I know. That's what a GNU looks like. I didn't know until I Knew it. Nailed it. There it is. Thanks, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Just kidding. I have a story to do, too. But honestly, I should have left on that because that's the best joke I've made here. Sorry, T-Girl just beat my joke. She says, that's all for the news. Now to the sports and weather. That's excellent. T-Girl, when can you start hosting? Thank you so much. Take 3 minutes, everybody. And also take my job, T-Girl. We'll see you soon. Story time coming shortly. It's sports related. This story ripped somewhat sort of from the headlines, actually ripped from ESPN.com. I read an article about this human recently. I found it interesting. If anybody else read this article, they're probably going to know it right away, but I just found the stories and they're interesting. So today's story is going to be a compilation of stories about a person. So let's do it. I'm going to turn down the volume just slightly while I gab over our unlicensed music. So in 1968, I'm just going to pick up at 1968. This guy was a linebackers coach in the NFL. He was 30 years old. He was a really good linebacker at Cal Poly. Super good. And people thought he had a career in the league, but he got beat up so much that all these injuries led to the point where he was like, I can't play anymore. So he goes into coaching sort of immediately. He ends up being a linebackers coach in the NFL. He gets interviewed by this reporter named Frank Cooney, who comes to practice and he goes, I want to talk to the head coach and the other coaches. And so the first guy he gets to is this linebackers coach, this kid at 30 years old. And he goes, can we talk? And the coach says, only off the record, because I don't want my words to get confused with the words of the head coach. And he says, all right, fine. Talks to him for a while. And then he just remembers how the entire interview, this guy was just talking about the entire field, basically what the team's mentality was, like what direction they were going as a team, versus just being like, he needs to make more blocks or he needs to get the quarterback, right? Like, so all of a sudden this guy Frank's like, I don't know who this kid is, but he knows what the heck he's doing. And he goes, he says he has halogens in his head, which I find fascinating. He says he has halogens in his head. He's super smart, and he would be an excellent head coach in like 10 years or so. Instead, this guy becomes a head coach in the next 6 months. That team promotes him to head coach. Fast forward to 1977. Here's another story. He ends up drafting a safety named Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes tells him that, he tells Lester Hayes, he goes, you're not going to be a safety anymore. You're going to be a cornerback in the league. Now, if you don't know a lot about football, a safety can also run blitzes sometimes. A safety gets to mess up running backs periodically, but a cornerback is always with a wide receiver. And you're basically just in coverage and you're trying to take down and stop the ball. So you don't get to hit as many people. And Lester was super bummed about this because in college, he was actually a linebacker, or he was a D lineman. He got moved. And so he kept getting moved positions farther and farther away, but he was super fast. And so this coach says, he actually goes and cries to him. And he's like, please don't move me from this position. The coach says, look, man, I see what you can do. And you're just going to have to trust me on this one. And so Hayes does, and he goes with them, and then he becomes the NFL Defensive Player of the Year by 1980, 3 years later, the Defensive Player of the Year, and then he's on the all-decade team in 1990 for all of the 80s as one of the best cornerbacks in the league, only because this coach saw what was going on. Later on, this guy becomes a broadcaster. He comes into his first ever broadcast and he asks when the team is going to go to the team's practices before the Sunday game. He goes, when's my broadcast team going to go to the practice? Everybody says, that's not really something that we do. He says, well, I'm going to be talking about them for 3 hours at one time. I would like to know what the heck is going on with these teams. So he decides he's going to go to practice, and guess what? Everybody else is. Within 6 months, it becomes standard practice across all NFL broadcasts. Everybody does this because this guy says, we're going to go talk to the actual coaches and players. He also has a pre-production meeting where he is sitting there in front of a new piece of technology in the 80s called a telestrator. You're familiar with a telestrator. You can draw on it to say where people are going to go, blah, blah, blah. And so he starts drawing like, well, the quarterback's going to drop back here. The running back's got to hit this hole. These guys need to jump in, yada, yada, yada. And he draws a line where the first down is, and he says to the guys on the team, hey, man, this should just be a thing. And the production team goes, well, we don't really have that technology. We can't just do that. And he goes, well, you're wrong. You need to figure out how to do this, and it should be on the screen at all times. And within a year, it was on the screen at all times on every football broadcast in America. He's the guy who decided that yellow line should be on the first down line. In 84, this guy is a meeting with a company that pitches him on a possible video game, except they say that the technology isn't available to start this video game in it's 84. And they say, we got this idea for a 7-on-7 football game. And he goes, that's not football. Football's 11-on-11. We're going to do it 11-11. We're not making compromises. And they say, well, you could get this money right now. And he says, I don't want it right now. I want it when you guys can do this. They take 2 years to develop it. They finally do. He takes the money. He signs a deal for $100,000, and he makes 5% of revenue off of every single game sold. Once when he was in his makeup chair, he talked to his makeup artist. He was also had a notorious foul mouth. He was talking to his makeup artist while they were making him up for a broadcast, and he said, you think this is going to make me look better? That's like putting frosting on shit. He also once said during a very bad broadcast where the team was kind of messing up and not shooting the correct angles, yada, yada, he hits the cough button. Like every broadcaster has a cough button when they're about to cough, so you don't hear it. He hits the cough button, so he's muted, and he goes, hey, you fuckers are missing a pretty good football game out here. And then takes it off, right? And then just goes back as he was. This man had a famous fear of flying, particularly because he was actually claustrophobic. So at one point, he had a game in Atlanta, then a midweek game in Vegas. They were playing a game in Vegas that year, and then a game in D.C. They couldn't get him enough trains. So Dolly Parton ends up not being on tour for a week, and for some reason, his team calls up Dolly Parton. She's like, you can borrow my bus. So he borrows Dolly Parton's tour bus to do this, and he has such a good time, he ends up buying his own bus. He also he wanted to have a place to stay on the East Coast, so he buys an apartment in a famous apartment building called I believe it's called the Gaylord, and ends up being very good friends with Yoko Ono, because John Lennon used to work there, I'm doing great. John Lennon used to live there. They become friends. He becomes a staple. I just like to think of this man and Yoko Ono being friends. And then in 1997, he was in New Orleans for the Thanksgiving Day game, and a radio personality brought up this new food technology in New Orleans called the turducken. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It is a turkey and a duck and a chicken all in one. This man tries one, loses his mind, ends up making it the official like trophy for these Thanksgiving broadcasts, and splits it with the winning team. And that man, this guy Glenn Mittish, he went from selling like 200 a year as a joke to selling near 6,000 a year to this day, that he ships around the entire country. And yet to this day, this man I'm talking about sends him a note every Christmas saying, hey, thanks for thinking of me and sending me that turducken every year. To this day, even though he built the man's business. So we're talking about one guy here, broadcaster coach. Who is he? 45 seconds on the clock. Who we talking about? You know who it is. I just enjoyed all the stories. There's also a great post 9/11 story where he had to bring this Olympic gold medal gymnast across the country with him because after 9/11 you couldn't fly. And she ended up riding in his bus and doing his radio show that he was doing every day. Just complete mismatch. But they're still great friends to this day. This man still alive. This story, not a trick. Of course, Andy Reid would guess that. 3, 2, 1. According to QVC, we're all guessing him. The story is, of course, the Mad Hatter, John Madden, Jonathan P. Madden. I don't know if P is his middle initial. John Madden, everybody. Of course, you knew it. Don't worry about it, but I just wanted you to learn something about John Madden. I always thought he was kind of a dope, but he did a bunch of cool stuff. So, John Madden, Emily's got 25 points, and I believe Larry with the 1-point win, 34. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Larry. Doug's okay with it. Congrats to the winners. QVC with the Sportsmanship Award every week. Congrats to the winners. Guys, sadly, I have to go drive to Hollywood right now and work in a bar until 3 in the morning. So I'm going to go do that. I love you all very much. we're going to call it here. Thank you so much for playing along with us. It is completely in the script to say this, but it doesn't make it any less true. Thanks for supporting us. See us on YouTube, on all this stuff. For everyone here at Trivia Ronin, that's Doug Larlam with one working eye. This is Matt McNelly saying, don't be shitty. The team that scores the most points is going to win the game. And we'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. Elbow Room, man. I'm working at Elbow Room. It's just one of the bartenders is out of